for it.
All right. Welcome to episode 2 of the OmniCast. Today we got Mark, Noah, Joey. The last one was a blast, and so today hopefully this one will be just as good. We're gonna start off. Mark said he's got a little story from work to tell.
Okay,
From work.
From work.
Yeah,
So
work.
We're gonna listen to this.
So where I work, we have like a locker room where we go. We got to put all our phones and all that in there in the locker room. We can only use them during break, lunch, and our other break. Both breaks 15 minutes, lunch an hour. So it's during lunch. I go into the locker room. I get my phone out. As soon as I open the locker, I'm there checking it. And there's like, maybe 4 or 5 other people there, like just on their phones, because like as soon as you get out of work, you check your phone.
Right.
And this one guy just walks in, and as loud as he can, he announces to like everybody there. He's like, "Wow, this is America in the 21st century. 5 people in a room not talking to each other, all on their phones." And everybody ignored him. And then he got like mad, I guess, that everyone ignored him.
That's Ryan.
He walks up to everybody and he's like introducing himself to everyone and trying to shake their hands. And then he comes up to me and I just I keep ignoring him. He's like trying to shake my hand and I'm like, no, I'm not gonna shake your hand.
Bro, just shake his hand.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I just shake his hand at that point.
No, I didn't. I let him go past me. And
I was trying to prove a point.
Dude, I don't understand this guy. Like, you work at a tech
How
company.
old was he?
He's maybe like a few years older than me. He was like 24 maybe.
And
He wasn't like some old guy.
the?
Like,
he
you
works
work
at a tech company?
You work at a tech
I wouldn't
company.
shake his hand.
Everybody, you're out of lunch, right? You're gonna want to go get your phone. But I don't understand what he was like trying
He
to do.
probably just
here.
doesn't have any friends. He didn't have anything going
Yeah.
on in his
He
phone.
probably doesn't
He
have a
look
phone,
like he
dude.
has friends.
Yeah, or he doesn't
He was
have a
like,
phone.
my phone broke. I'm pissed.
I still use a home
Yeah.
phone.
I'm gonna be mean to everybody who has a phone.
I still fax
Yeah,
my
dude,
friends. That's what
Yeah, I don't know.
I need to go send an email real quick.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah,
y'all,
you
what
can
do y'all
email.
think?
I'm
Like
so-
with No, I wanted to say, what do y'all
Oh.
think about, say, you go on, the typical scenario. You go on, a train and everyone's on their phone, or you go on the bus, everyone's on their phone. Y'all
it's
care?
not-
I
it's
mean,
a
I don't give
public
a
place.
fuck because I'm gonna be
Yeah.
on my phone too. So
You don't need to
Like,
talk to anybody
you
there,
be on your
you know?
phone, I don't care, man. Like, we do our separate thing. If you're a stranger to me, I'm not gonna be like, yo, let's kick it on the train, homie. Like, no, that's not happening. I'm just gonna put my headphones in and scroll on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, that's
let's be
basically
real
what I
here.
was doing.
Let's be real.
I don't know why it's got to be someone else's problem. Like, if someone wants to be on their phone,
Yeah.
we have the technology. It's shut up. Like, who cares? That's the thing, dude. Like, honestly, I don't know. If I probably would have responded the same way as you. I would have just ignored the guy. I'd be like, "You're crazy."
Yeah, I
Just
would have
stop
ignored
talking."
him.
I don't know. He was trying to make a scene. Is he?
He
One
was
of those
probably
people...
trying just to meme, dude.
And he was just
Yeah.
a little skinny, wimpy kid too.
Oh.
So he's
I
like me.
should have thumbed his eye, dude.
Flicked his nose bad.
Yeah,
Get away
yeah.
from me. I don't know, dude.
Dude, Ryan did that to who was it?
Our manager at work.
Yeah, he did it to somebody.
I don't know. I just think it's
It was like Addison, and he scared the shit out of her by just flicking her nose. She freaked out, like how she always does.
But I don't know. I think it takes some nerve for someone to kind of just be like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's like I said, it's none of his deal. Stop. Who cares?
Does he talk to anybody? Did he talk to anybody in that room? Because I mean, that's something you say just to mess around with friends, you know?
No, he we're all in there, and out of nowhere he just walks in and just announces "Oh, hey guys,
So he
Get
didn't
off
know
your phone.
anybody.
No, he didn't know anybody there.
Totally,
No, and he was He's thought I'd break the ice. It's like, what? No, no one's talking to anyone.
Yeah, it looks like a douchebag doing that stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, he was 24. He's a millennial too, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
I
don't
mean, dude, nah, you can't. He can't say.
Yeah. So what are from there? That really annoyed me. So stuff that's let's bring on the topic.
That's
of
annoying
peeves.
at work, dude. When people get our basic wash does not
Yeah.
come with a wipe down. We wipe down the dash. People are like, "Will you wipe down my cup holders?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "No, I'm not wiping your cup holders because they're nasty as fuck." Right? I'm like, "Nope, you bought the basic wash." and I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I'm like, you can buy the freaking wipe down for like $6. They're like, well, can you just do my cup orders? Blah 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 blah. Getting all mad. I'm like, no, I'm not doing a cup orders. It's nasty.
Yeah.
They're like, I want to talk to your manager. I'm like, no, you don't.
They're gonna tell you the same exact thing.
Like, no, you
Yeah,
don't.
that's how it is for me too.
Like,
Dude,
for me,
Ryan gets so pissed at that kind of shit.
Yeah, our
He
manager
like
doesn't
he
take it.
literally just tells people off all the time. He like is just like, get out of here. That dude with the chrome rims, get out of here, bro.
Yeah, so here's a quick story. So we had this one Camaro come in, right? So like I said, so me and Joey both work at the same car wash. And so one day this guy with chrome rims on his Camaro, right? We're a touchless wash, by the way. So we're a touchless wash. And so what was the story? He was like, he like came up running, yelling at our manager, saying that like we scratched his rims.
We like scuffed the paint or like teared the paint on his
Yeah, it was
chrome, his
$2,000
a piece chrome rims or some shit.
The chrome was peeling. That's what it was. He said that our touchless wash, scraped and peeled the chrome off of his rims. His $2,000 factory. He called them factory. So they were $2,000
$8,000.
Yeah.
For all
Dude,
four.
if they were that expensive, then the chrome wouldn't have come off.
If they were chrome, it wouldn't peel.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Like
so
that.
That's a wrap, dude.
And
He
so
was getting all mad.
he had a screaming fight with our manager on the patio in front of all the customers, saying that we need to pay for his chrome rims because our touchless wash made them peel. And so there's so much dumb stuff that happens in our work. I got promoted to being, I guess it's kind of a promotion, I don't know, it's not really anything better, but I'm the service writer. And so like I greet the people, I'm like, hey, what's up, like what do you want or whatever. And so
He
like
sells the car wash.
yeah, and so I just deal with a lot of idiots. I got a good story for
Dude,
the other
I
day.
tried to just not call up any cars now. I'm just like, fuck that.
So the other day, all of our washes comes with a fresh scent, right? And so I'm like, they get some lady, I don't know, she got like the body shield or something, some like high tier package. And I'm like, all right, do you want any kind of scent today? I do the same thing. New car, cherry, vanilla, lemon, leather. And she's like, she's older, by the way. And she goes, can you say that again? I'm like, yeah, new car, cherry, vanilla, lemon, leather. She goes,
do you have Must?
no, she goes, can you guys do pomegranate? I'm like, no, we have new car, cherry, vanilla, lemon, leather. And she goes, oh, so you can't do the pomegranate. I'm like, no. Like, no,
Dude,
we can't. Like, and
I hate people
I was like
like that.
I recommend the new car. And she goes, okay. And so I did. I gave her the new car. And I went, dude. Like, I don't know. I just deal with so many stupid customers. Mark, you work with the tech company. So
Yeah,
do you got
dude,
any great
that?
stories for that? I'm sure you deal with stupid people all the time.
People are like, I don't know how to log on my Facebook, bro.
Yeah. Okay, so I had a guy actually today. This was the dumbest one of today. He didn't know the difference. He didn't know the difference from a Facebook page and a Facebook profile.
Okay.
And
I don't even think I know the difference between that.
okay, well, I mean, you probably don't use Facebook.
I mean, I can probably figure it out.
A
Like, if
profile
I
is like your personal profile, but a page is like you
It's
like
like
a
a
business,
business, right?
like a business page or something like that, or like
Okay,
Hershey's
yeah,
page.
yeah.
So I was like,
I know what you mean.
he was having
I've
some
seen
issues,
that.
so I was like, yeah, send me your page. He sent the link. I clicked on it. It goes to his profile. And his head, he's like 60 years old, right? So picture like an old guy with his head, and he's just like this, like in the camera, dude. And I'm like, no way.
It's like those memes you see on Twitter.
Yeah.
There's
Like, this isn't real.
I told Joey about this. I clicked on a Macy's ad on accident on Twitter, and there was like people talking about the Macy's Day like 4th of July thing, and it was like, did you enjoy your 4th of July?
Yes.
And then there was like some old lady who was like, I wish the Macy's Day fireworks could have came to my city, and she had some profile where her phone was like this close to her face. You could see like her nostrils and everything. It was just like
Yes.
nostrils up. Do old people not know how to use technology or something? I don't know.
I
They
don't
don't,
know,
dude.
man.
I mean, we say that, but when we're old, dude, we're gonna be like,
I'll still be
soon
playing.
on
Nah,
Snapchat, dude.
I'm gonna keep up with technology, bro. I'm not stupid.
Dude, back when
If
I
I'm
was
like
working at-
90, like I'm not gonna fuck that. I'm just gonna smoke 90.
Dude, back when I was working at HEB, man, there was a shit ton of stuff where people were like, they are some of the stupidest people in the world. I swear to God.
At where? HTV.
It's a grocery store.
Basically like
Okay,
Walmart,
okay.
but yeah,
It's
more
like a
like
Walmart
groceries.
grocery store.
Like a Tops.
people-
We don't know what that
Yeah,
is.
we
You don't know what
that
Tots
is.
is?
I don't even know what that is.
Or like Schnucks,
It's they
Deerbergs,
don't know what Schnucks
Shop
I don't know
and
what any
Save,
of those are.
It's like
Kmart,
Schnucks. It's like
Shop and
Schnucks.
Save.
I know what Kmart is. We don't have any anymore.
We don't have any more.
Kroger?
Yeah,
Do you
they're
have a
gone.
Kroger?
Kroger, not
Kroger's
here, but I've been
in
to one.
Austin, I think.
Yeah, like a Kroger.
It's like a
Yeah.
Schnucks, Joe.
Alright. Yeah.
Like there's some people who they'll come up to me, they're like, oh, how much is this? I look at it and they're like,
Check
yeah, on the
price
sign
tag.
it says 2 for $1. I'm just looking at her.
How
She's like, can I
much
get
is
one?
this, bro?
She's no, like, I kid you not. She's like, do I have to get 2? What if I just want 1? I was like, well, there's still $1. She's like, well, then why is it 2 for $1? I feel like I should get a discount. I'm like, what?
Just get 2. I don't see the problem here. Just get 2 then if it's gonna be $1
And
for
then,
one.
and then, like, when I was working in the deli, right,
I gotta look
I would cut up the chickens and I would make the chicken and everything. like that.
Straight from
And-
the back of it.
So I would cut up the chickens, I'd grill them up and all that. And then there's a sign that said 6 pieces of chicken for $8.99. And like this girl would come up to me and she had a straight face. She's like,
Damn,
how
that's a
much is the
good deal.
$8.99 special?
Bro,
Dude, she was looking me
Dude,
dead in the eye.
hey,
And she's
man,
like, how
I
much is the
can't-
$8.99
I've
special?
done that shit before. So trust me, everybody slips up, dude. I've gone up to people and
But
said
like
some
these are
stupid
like
shit.
not high school, like fucking college students and shit. Cause I used to work right next like near a college, so I'd always get like a lot of young
Dude,
people coming in.
I
and-
promise you, I've been in that exact scenario, except I was the person that said that shit. I don't
Dude,
remember where it was, but I promise you I did that.
Okay,
And it's
okay.
been at least 3 times.
So I have a question. Do any of you know how to shop? Like
No.
let's
What do you
yeah,
mean?
like let's say your parents tell you, hey, I need this, this, and this. Let's say they give you a list. Do you know what to look for in your store or where to
It'll
look
take
for?
me.
Yeah.
It'll take me
Yeah.
5 minutes just to find one item. Like easily.
No,
No,
I'm
really?
so bad at that stuff.
You read the sign, everything is grouped
Yeah.
up in the
I-
categories.
Okay.
And then you read
So-
the signs, it tells you exactly where everything is.
Do you
I
know
can't
about
believe
do
that
you know
one.
about fruits?
Yes,
because
there's
some
a
people
produce
produce.
section. I
Yeah,
know
no,
that,
I
there's a
know. I'm
produce
saying,
section.
do you know how to
Where
pick
it's
fruit?
cold.
Oh,
Because
I
You
actually
feel
know.
cold, cold.
No.
Yeah, some people do not. Yeah, you
don't.
gotta
Fruit?
squeeze them. You gotta flick them. You gotta tap them.
Oh
you
yeah, I
gotta
know,
listen to
I
them.
know how to do that.
I mean,
Grapes,
I know
you,
how. I've
Yeah.
never done it.
No, but
grapes
some
you
people.
eat one. Apples, you give them a good old like smell,
Right. Give 'em
squeeze
that
type
top.
deal.
Copy
Cantaloupe,
apple.
you gotta smell.
Some people
And
our age don't know
watermelon,
how
you gotta
to do
hit
that.
it.
Some people don't know how to do it. Like if it wasn't for their parents buying all this stuff, they wouldn't know how to shop.
How do you not know how to pick a good old fruit, dude?
I mean, I can
love
tell.
fruit.
Like, I promise you, I won't grab a brown banana. But
I
besides
wouldn't be
that,
able to-
that's about all
I
know.
wouldn't be able to pick out vegetables, but I can pick out a
Vegetables?
good fruit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
do you just take a nice snack of that celery and you're like, it's good.
I think vegetables is all like color though. It's just like color.
Yeah, don't grab the
Yeah.
brown celery. Anything that's brown, don't grab it unless it's a coconut. That's all you gotta grab that's brown.
Coconut, you just got bang on your head. If it
There's
breaks,
some
then it's
coconuts
not
that
a
are
good
white,
coconut.
All right. So what are our
You should
pet
buy it if it
peeves?
breaks.
Pet peeves?
Pet peeves?
Yeah.
Stupid
People
questions and
fucking
stupid
smack,
answers,
and when they
dude.
chew, they're like,
Oh my
Billy.
God,
Billy.
I hate that shit. I hate that. If I go on a date with a girl
Dude.
and she does that, I am
Dude,
ghosting
wait,
you.
wait. Some
I'm-
ASMR.
No.
If I hang out with anybody and they do that, I'm ghosting you, dude. I'm never talking to you again.
Why do you talk to Billy still?
I
dog?
used to
I don't
smack
eat with
my
Billy.
food. I used to smack my
I
food
never
pretty
did
good.
it.
But I stopped now.
Oh,
I
Mark!
stopped that shit when I was like 7. My parents taught me. They were like,
I was probably
When
like
I-
good
when I
like
was
12
young,
years old.
they were like, I got like freaking 3 different spoons and shit.
Mark,
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
speaking
not
of
really.
Billy,
I'm
dude.
not for real, but like that's how it was.
Oh, me and Noah
No
got
elbows
Noah
on the
got a
table type
story,
shit.
dude. All right, so me, Noah, and Billy went to Six Flags. What was it? Saturday? No, Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday. All right, so we got on every single ride there was. Besides the ones that were like extremely long lines, we were just like, no, get those out of here. But we
Yeah.
basically went on all but 2. And so there's this one new ride they have called the Batman, and basically it's like 2 people sit
You got
here.
6 Flags.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 people sit here, and they're
You just now
facing.
got the Batman, bro.
I don't think they're all the same.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
not
they're
all the
different.
same.
So there's 2 people sitting here and they're facing this way. And there's 2 people sitting here and they're facing this way. So you're looking at each other. And
Okay.
the seats go around like this while you're moving like through the roller coaster.
Are
Your
you?
seats
Is it
are-
one of those
your
that you're
seats-
kind of like hanging, or are you?
Yeah,
like
you have a
set?
harness.
Okay.
You're sitting though. You're sitting and you have a harness.
Okay.
But the seats are still moving like 360 while you're
Wait,
going
what?
all around. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I don't get that. So
see,
you,
like,
as
sitting-
you're going in the roller coaster, you're just
you're
spinning.
spinning it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
It's
360.
like our
insane.
Batman, you know, that you're like hanging. You're kind of hanging from a cart kind
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
and so
Yeah.
we're in that, right? And you would think
I
like,
still don't get it.
this
Like,
is
You're actually like
Yeah, like,
spinning
you're-
Like
around
your
Yeah.
cart is like spinning.
yeah,
It's like a gyro.
yeah.
as you're,
As you're
As you're
going on the
through
ride,
roller
yeah.
coaster.
dude, would that not just make you throw up in like 10
I would
seconds?
puke
No.
immediately.
Not us,
It'd
not
be
us.
very
It
good.
was fun. It was freaking
What?
It was
fun.
it was pretty fun. And so
How
well,
fast are you
to
going?
start-
You just,
you're going pretty fast.
dude,
like,
would you
can't
not
really
just
tell what's
like?
going on.
Dude, but like
Oh
like
my-
when you're on it, you're just like
Yeah, your head. You gotta watch out because your head does hurt. And so it's
I
there's
can
three of
imagine. I
us.
can imagine.
There's 3 of us, and there's 4 seats, right? It's 2
Right.
and 2. So me and Noah go sit next to each other, and then it's
course.
Billy and
Billy
this one
sounds
older
random,
guy.
dude.
There's some old guy there, and we were like, "Are you alone, or like you just come Six Flags on your own?" And he wasn't. Like he had his friends over there or something, but I don't know why. I guess they didn't want to get on.
I was like, "Are you getting on alone?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, you're with us."
Yeah.
And so he
So
got with
basically-
us.
We go sit on, and Noah's like, "Oh snap, my glasses! I forgot to take them off. I think I'll be fine." And Billy's like, "Oh, me
Oh,
too."
no.
But so we took Billy's car,
What?
and Billy just doesn't put keys in his pocket. He has a lanyard.
Oh, you're gonna be
Right.
in the.
So
And it
we're
flew off.
going on the ride. At the very peak of the ride, the lanyard just whoosh into the air. And this is one of the highest rides too. So it was just completely gone, dude.
Oh,
It got like
no.
sent. It was going. And we were like,
Funny.
we didn't notice, me and Noah, and we were at the top, like until the ride was over, and Billy goes, "Guys, I lost my keys." And we're like, "What? Your keys?" And he's like, "Yeah, I lost my keys. I was wearing them. I thought they were behind me. I didn't know."
That's such
No.
a Billy move, dude.
I was like, no
Guys,
way, 'cause it
lost
was-
my keys.
And it was hot that day. Like the heat was coming. I was sweating and everything. I was like, "No, I'm not staying." Because
Dude,
they said if you lose anything on the ride, you
it's
can't
there
pick
till
it up
the end of the day.
to the end of the day.
Oh my god.
And it was like 12 or something.
Dude,
and
but
I was
like-
like,
but like-
no way, I'm staying here the whole day.
When it happened, we were all just speechless. We're like,
Yeah.
what
Like,
the
what do we
fuck?
do?
I was pissed, dude. I didn't know how to.
Me
I didn't even know how to
too.
react. I was just like, what the fuck,
I
man?
was like, no way you did this. Like, and I was telling Billy, I was like, every time I go with you somewhere,
Something
I get a
happened.
story out of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
something happens. Like you do something wrong. Like there's always a story out of like going somewhere with Billy, dude. And
Billy
basically,
sounds like a treasure.
yeah, we were walking out, and we are like, all right, well, I guess we got to go tell the front desk we lost some keys. And I turn to the right, and I just see this orange thing in the grass. I'm like, Billy, your keys are right there. You're so lucky.
But-
lucky.
But they
Yeah.
were on the other side of a fence.
And he-
And Billy cannot jump a fence for God knows why. Why not? So
I
he's
was
like,
like-
I was like, Billy, get your keys. He's like, oh, you get him. I was like, what the fuck? He's like, I can't jump it. I was like, why not to get it? And then so like I jumped the fence. I went to go get him, and he was talking shit the whole time. It was
Oh, I'm
stupid.
sure.
Oh, Billy, dude. Oh,
Billy.
my God.
That's such a Billy move.
And
Billy
dude, I
is-
think, dude, that same day I left my charger in his car. So he dropped us off, all that stuff, and then I wanted to go pick up my charger because my phone was dead. So what happened is I waited on maybe till like maybe 7:30 or 8. Then I went to go get my charger from his house, and he was like, "Oh wait, I got distracted. What the fuck?" Okay, hi. He was like, "Hey, you should take me to go get some Burger King." I was like, "Why not?" He's like, "Cause I'm fucking hungry." I was like, "Nah, I'm good." And he's like, "Man, you're fucking lazy, dude." I'm like, "What the?" He wants me to take him to
Oh my
Burger
God.
King so he can get food, and I'm the lazy one. Anyways, I do take him to Burger King. We're in the line for like an hour. Drive through in it for like an hour, and it was just stupid, dude. It was the stupidest thing. Fucking, I hate Burger King now.
They're gonna say Billy.
I hate
That was
Billy
it,
too.
dude.
And Burger King.
I made him
That-
walk. I
that was
stopped
like-
at the end of the
I
street.
feel like
I made him
Billy
walk
is
for a
like
way.
how Trevor is,
For
Devin.
us,
I
yeah.
feel like, yeah, I feel like bringing on
Similar
Billy around
stories.
is like Billy.
We gotta have them
Stories.
meet up and fight one day, dude.
Well, Trevor versus Billy, dude.
Yeah.
They would win. They gotta take an
Gotta go
IQ
hands,
test. They gotta have a fist fight
Oh,
and I don't know, some like obstacle course.
I'm just
They gotta play one-on-one basketball, dude.
I beat
Yeah,
Billy
they
in
gotta
one-on-one
play
basketball.
They gotta do some
Basketball.
equations as well.
Oh,
I'm
God.
sure I could beat Billy in fucking basketball, dude.
All right, so we're gonna go back to the pet peeves question because
Yeah,
we never really
there's
answered it.
another random. I don't know.
Pet peeve, anything that Billy does.
Yeah. I had like actually like I don't really have too many pet peeves. The only problem I have is like work things. Like I said, when people are just stupid and like there's an answer right in front of them and it's just like, yeah, what is this? And it was like which one of these? So for work we have 4 washes and like the top 2 say includes wipe down, and I can't tell you how many times. So which ones come with the wipe down? Like, you know, not the ones with the giant includes wipe down underneath it. It's whatever.
For me, I think it's turned into like I never had it. I was like, Devin, I never have anything, but like recently, slow people in general, just like if you're walking super slow, I can't. Like I just want to smack you. If you're driving and you're driving like the speed limit or a little under, I get mad too. Like everybody's got to be going at least 5 over the speed limit. Like,
Exactly.
No, I
Yeah.
am going the speed limit. I'm
What?
not trying to get pulled over, bro.
What?
Okay,
Not gonna
look,
get you.
Speaking
No, I'm
of
not trying to get
pulled
pulled
over, dude, I have the worst fucking luck ever, like in the world. Yesterday, I go to give my dad a hug because I was like, he's probably gonna go to sleep soon, so I'm like, gonna go give him a hug, tell him good night, and all that stuff, right? And then he's like, "Hey, you got money?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "All right, I'm hungry. Go get me some Jack in the Box tacos." I'm like, "Fuck, okay." So I go get him some tacos, and as I'm pulling into Jack in the Box, I got pulled over by a fucking state trooper.
The state
For
troopers.
So the taillights, my taillights, there's the 2 in the back and there's 1 on top. Well, when I go get my car inspected and everything, they tell us, "Oh, you don't need the 1 on top." I'm like, "Okay, so I don't need the 1 on top." Well, guess what? I fucking went and I got pulled over for not having the 1 on top on.
Yeah,
I mean, it was funny though.
that's what Ryan was telling me.
The
My
state
manager at
troopers
work.
were.
You're talking about on top, like your rear view on the back.
Yeah.
Above the car. Yeah, that
You need to
that.
have 3 lights in the back. I didn't know that. They didn't say that a while back.
I thought you did too.
Oh, is it storming?
No, we good. I'll check the weather right quick.
No, it's not. Yeah, slow people. To recap, that's mine, dude. If like you're just slow, it's annoying me.
Yeah.
Like you're slow
like
mentally, dude. So anyway,
It's 84.
People that like, so I don't know, at work I feel like I have a pretty good work ethic. Like I might be a little too over the top sometimes, which I realize, but like when I work, I work to get things done, get it done and fast. And people who just work slow, people who just work slow just piss me off too. It's like, listen, if we get it done quicker, we can be done quicker. But if you want to just take your time, like
you could be taking a break quicker,
like wipe down, like they'll wipe down the dash, like, I'm so hot. Like just get it done so we can get out of the heat. I don't understand. It's like simple process. I don't know.
Yeah, but like, the more you work, the hotter you're gonna get, though. Like,
no, you're not. It's not.
Yeah, well,
yeah, it's really not. You're really not.
I mean, it just depends on the way you are, because if you work,
the way me and Devin are is the smart way.
Work fast. Get it done.
Yeah, because like if you get it done quicker, they get out sooner, and then you get to wait for another car. Like
Why is Devin's video?
Maybe if it's really packed, then I'd understand taking your time.
I feel like mine's shitty.
Your what?
My video quality.
Oh, it doesn't matter, dude.
The best camera here. That's fine. Yeah,
false.
So I agree.
Mark looks pretty good.
Slow people is definitely up there on the pet peeve list.
Yeah, slow people.
I was gonna slam my desk, but I refuse to now.
Gingers as well. If you're a ginger, I just
yeah.
My mom has red hair. Fuck you.
I don't like people who do things out of spite. Like that. It's really immature and like annoying. Like let's say like we have bottles of water, right? I'm like, okay, this is my bottle of water. Nobody take it. Well, there's some people out there who'll just be like, they'll take it anyways. Like they didn't want it, but now that you're claiming it, they want it now. They'll take it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That's how my brother used to be. It was like I'd be like, all right, so I want to go play the we used to have the PS3 in the family room, you know, because like that's the only TV that had the HDMI
classic.
cord and
Everybody
stuff
had
like
that at once.
And so I was like, okay, I want to play the PS3, and Dylan goes, but I was just about to play it. I'm like, no, you're in your room. He's like,
That's how
"I'm
my
gonna play it
sister
now."
used to be with the computer, bro. I would be like, I want to play computer. I'm gonna go play computer now. She's like, that's all you did for the past 5 days. I never got a turn. I was like, you never asked for a turn. Like, it's not my fault. Like, I'm going now. Like, chill out.
But I won it.
I was like,
that's
how
the
are you?
thing.
How was it my fault? I've been playing on it when like she didn't ask me to play on it. Like, it's not my fault. Mind you, this was like 7 years ago, but I mean, still.
Stupid Hannah.
Not 7 years ago. This was like this is like 9, 8, 9, 10 years ago. Damn, that was a long
Ugh.
time ago. I was like 8, bro. That's 10 years.
Are we
8,
ready
9.
for the next topic, dude?
I don't have any more pet peeves. Like I said, I'm pretty
I-
lenient on people. Slow people, just in general. Just like,
If
that's
I can't stand people who walk slow, but I will drive the speed limit and I will speed over 5. It just depends where I am. But if they're driving the speed limit and I want to go 5 over, like I don't care. Like I'm cool just cruising.
One more thing. Okay, so it's fine if you want to go slow, but like, if for like highway purposes,
there's
you,
2
like,
lanes,
get out of the
get
fast
over,
lane,
bro.
yeah, or just get over. Just that's another thing, dude. Like slow people, if you're wanting to go the speed limit, it's fine. Just don't be in like the fast lane.
Oh, you guys only have 2 lanes, right?
Like
Dude,
if it's a 2 lane, just like stay in the right lane. You know, it's that easy.
I
With
feel you,
driving-
Rami, on that signal shit.
with driving, right? So if someone's gonna turn to make like a right and you're behind them, are you guys ever in the situation where they turn super slow and
Oh,
it's like
they're
I almost have to
parked.
stop?
I almost have to
because
slam
you're so
on my
slow.
brakes sometimes.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, go, please.
Nah, dude, depending on where I'm at and how bad traffic is, I'll just merge over to the left lane and then get back right in front of them.
Yeah,
Dude,
that's how it
I
is.
blew this red light one time
Oh, I've done that too. I've
because
been,
there was
like,
a
out of
bus.
it.
There was a bus in front of me, and I couldn't see the light. All I could see was that the bus was going until finally, when the bus finally gets going to where I can see the light, I'm already like about
At
to
the
like
line.
yeah, at the line. I see it just turn red. It was either like I'm slamming on my brakes or I'm just saying fuck it. And I did not want to slam on my brakes because
So
I
you
didn't
said
want my
fuck
car to break or some shit. And it was red for a good like half second, and I was just like, "See you later, dude." I was
just
like,
cruising
fuck it.
behind, just like,
Yeah.
hey, you just ran
Okay.
that.
So,
You guys-
But like I had no time to stop. Like, what the fuck?
Do you
I
guys
couldn't
have
see.
problems with people switching lanes a lot? Like I'll be driving
Mm.
like on the fast lane or like in the middle lane, and I can see somebody from behind me. They switch to the left, to the right, to the left, all the
Oh.
way to the left, to the right.
Oh,
They'll be
because they're passing everybody.
Yeah, they're
dude.
passing everybody. Like, do you have a problem with that?
I don't care.
I mean,
I
I
don't-
don't care if you do that shit.
You
Just don't
stay out
hit
of my
me,
way,
bro.
yeah.
Just
Yeah,
don't
as long
hit
as you
me.
don't hit me, go with it, dude. I don't care. Hit someone else, it's not my
Don't
problem.
get pulled over somewhere else.
Yeah, it's not my problem. As long as my car's
If
fine
he gets-
with this.
If he gets pulled over, that's one less Fed I have to worry about on my way home. So,
Dang, there was another
Dude.
one I had. Oh,
oh
have
shit.
you? Because I saw this on Twitter. It said like, have you guys ever been in a situation while driving where you like, you're out of it and then you snap back into it and you're like, damn, I could have gotten hit there or something. Like,
I actually
I
had
swerve
one.
when
You
I
know?
do that. I swerve when I do
I
that.
never swerve. So there's going on my way to work. There's this really kind of decent sized hill, Joey. I think it's Mexico. It's when you're going down the hill. There's like 2 lights. All right. So you hit like a light at the midway down the hill, and then there's a light at the bottom of the hill. And so I was kind of just zoning out, cruising down that hill, and then both of those lights change at the same time. They're not very far from each other. They're like a good second worth of a drive next to each other. And so I was zoning out, just kind of
By Home Depot?
Yeah. And so I was cruising down the hill, and so like I'm kind of just like I said, just kind of zoning out, and like as I'm passing under the first light, I see that it just changes to red. I'm like, oh shit, like I barely just missed that light. And then like as the time I'm like snap back in, looking up, dude, I'm right at this light. I'm like,
And it's red.
it's like turn like I know it turns yellow, dude. And so I'm like, all right, so I'm either going 50 to pass this light because it's downhill. Like I'm already going 40 and I'm going downhill. So it's like either I'm going up to 55 to go through this light, or I'm slamming on my brakes.
Yeah.
I went through it. I went through it. I had to get to work.
yeah,
I was
I've
a win at
been-
that light.
I feel you,
dude,
bro.
I've just been jamming and like thinking in my head about stuff, and I'll be driving, and I'll just like I'll pass the red light just by going, and I snap back into. I'm like, oh dang, that was a red light back there. Like, It's only happened once. That's why I remember it's so like detailed.
Dude.
But
I was in the car with my friend Austin one time, and we're sitting at this intersection, right? We're turning left. Okay. So he's got the left turn signal on. The light is red. All right. So we're stopped at the light waiting. He looks up after a couple seconds of stopping, of like being stopped. He looks up and just starts going. And I'm like, yo, chill. I'm like, stop. I'm like, stop. He's like, what? I'm like, that's a red light. I'm like, stop. He's like, oh, I totally thought it was green. And like, and he
Dude.
turned, and then we instantly get pulled over because waiting to go straight where we turned left, there was just a cop first up. We instantly get pulled over. And I'm just like, oh my God. I'm just like, I can't believe that you just fucking did that. And he comes up and he's like, do you know that you just ran that red light? Like, what are you doing? He was like, I don't. And he was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I was confused because he looked at his turn signal and the green arrow that was pointing left, he thought it was the freaking light and like
oh my
just went.
God.
Mind
I've
you,
had
both
that
of us
before.
were sober. Okay,
Oh
this
my
was
God.
this was at like 4 a.m. after a band competition. He did this shit, and I was like, "Oh my God, what the fuck? I just want to go home." I was like, "Fuck!"
Alright.
Yeah.
But the cop let us go. It was all cool. He didn't give us.
I see topics in the chat being posted, but we'll get to those like towards the end. We're gonna do like the whole chat stuff and those topics.
Mhm.
So the next one, I don't know if y'all want to go into this one or not. The next one on the list is around college
Okay.
and everyone's opinions with it. If it's worth it, if it's for you, like, what do y'all think about it?
You know, I mean,
College.
I'm going to college. So, I mean, I think it's something so like for me personally, so around here we have the A+ program or whatever. So that's basically you do 50 hours of tutoring and then you basically get 2 free years of college. so
Damn.
so yeah, so like not like I mean it basically is like we're getting paid like our
You have to
2 year
pay for
classes-
books and stuff.
Yeah, we still have to obviously have to pay for books and stuff, but like we get 2 free years of college at the community college. So like around here for me, like if you're not going to at least doing that program and going to college for free, I mean like there's something wrong. Like you obviously are just not trying hard enough. But anything past that, it's on your own. But I mean, like personally, I'm gonna be trying to get to my 4-year degree, but college is something like is almost needed like today. Like I feel
Nah.
like I don't know. I feel like you're.
I disagree.
I feel like
I
you're gonna have a
disagree.
better chance if you go to college. You're gonna have a better chance.
Okay,
I just-
so like with Devin saying that, I'm on the fence with it because I didn't go to college, and I honestly don't plan on going to college unless I'm going for a trade because it just depends on what you want to do. I think
That's-
that
that's
I think
what I
that
say.
doctors, lawyers, technicians, engineers, stuff
Oh,
like that, people who are literature, you want to be a teacher, stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, they need degrees. They need to go to college. But if you want to be in like something like PR, if you want to do photography, if you want to do editing, you know, you can learn
Yeah.
that places somewhere else. And also going to college is just teaching you like on a board. But if you're learning under somebody, being an apprentice, being an intern, if you want real experience and if you want to like to be in the workforce, you got to actually go out there and do it on your own because
agree.
college is only going to show you stuff.
Well,
If you want to learn and if you want to be able to make money in it, make a career out of it, you need to start somewhere and then you'll get there eventually.
isn't it normally easier to get an internship based through recommendation of
college, yeah.
Through colleges, yeah, it is. But
Yeah,
if you like
but-
know people, you have connections.
Well,
you can...
yeah.
Anybody
So
can
it's
get
very, I feel like it's
connections.
very.
I mean,
So it's very like.
I feel like it's all on you.
So college,
know.
it just helps you out. Okay, like let's talk about it in the sense of Minecraft, right?
Okay.
Minecraft,
I don't know
everything.
about
No.
this.
It's just a metaphor that everybody should understand.
Okay.
There's basic Minecraft, right? You
Right.
have everything at your disposal. Everything in Minecraft you can obtain and you can get. You know, you don't have to worry about it. You can get it if you just take time and patience.
Yeah.
Or you can buy a booster pack, and that's like what college is. You know, you
Okay.
just have a better
I think
opportunity
Minecraft has
to get
booster
it.
packs, but
Yeah,
I get what
well-
you're
Oh,
saying.
okay. Well, like pick
I
some
get-
up.
I
We
get
got
it,
those
yeah.
packs.
I get what you're
See,
saying.
basically, I'm saying that
I-
other people have a head start compared to other people. You know,
Okay.
I say college isn't needed in this time today because when you look at the statistics, I don't know it off the top of my head, but most people don't even use their college degree in the future when they are in their career. So
I just feel
would
like that's
think
because
that
they don't go into the
it
looks
career
better
that
on
they
paper.
went
I
for.
say that if you're, I agree with what Noah said. Like, if you're a doctor or lawyer, like, yeah, you're gonna need to go to college. But a lot of people like just doing like business. I mean, if you want to like own your own business and shit, yeah, I go to college for that. But a lot of kids just like get into business and then just like,
Well, I mean, I don't know.
bam.
I mean, so
What I don't
And then-
understand.
And then there's the whole new freaking social media wave. Everybody getting
Yeah.
the
That's
whole
what
new
goes
internet
these
thing.
days.
Like anybody getting money from the internet, like anything to do with internet, I would say
I
80%
feel
you
like
don't
it's
need to
such
go
a
to college.
special case, though. That's what I'm saying. I feel like
And
college
then
is
I would
needed for
say-
the average person unless you have connections or you have just like you got
Unless
lucky
you're
and
unbridled,
you
like,
became an
raw
Instagram
talent.
But it's not
star.
hard to make those connections by the time you're ready to go to college.
It's all about
That's the
networking.
I
thing.
think it is. I mean, I mean, out of us four, I don't think
Do you
many
need
of us
a
have
what do you need
very
a connection
close
for?
connections.
What's your career, Devin, that you
I
want to
guess-
go into?
I mean, I guess something for programming. I don't have
I
any
got you a
connections to
connection
any
right now.
tech companies. I mean, I don't.
I got you a connection right now.
For any tech company?
I mean,
For
like if you wanted
computer
to,
engineering.
you could move here and literally. Work
That's
where
for
I-
you. Yeah, but I mean, that's a awesome.
Yeah,
That's a very
Mark's a
distant,
connection.
It's a very distant
But
connection.
But
like-
when you get a job,
Stuff I don't
people
understand.
move around with their career. So and Mark is a good connection. You could honestly move to
needed
San
to,
Antonio,
and
start
then work here.
getting in here, build more connections off of that, and then
Dude,
build and then still go to college there
Gonna
as
say,
well.
stuff
I get
I
what
don't
you're saying.
understand.
So
is
you
like,
could have the connections and the college and just be freaking super pyramid.
I just feel like
Plateau.
college is just like it's a good like structure to have.
It's a good,
I think,
but it's expensive.
I recommend.
think
oh, yeah.
if
Yeah,
you're
I mean,
if you're
community
gonna
college
do
is
the
like-
A plus stuff and you're gonna apply for scholarships, it is completely worth it.
right.
But if you're gonna pay it out of your pocket and you're not rich as fuck,
I
you're
think
gonna
community
have
college
major
is
student
not
loans.
That
you're
expensive.
gonna have major student loans. A lot of people drop out. A lot of people
I mean,
don't
I
use their
agree.
major.
we have a lot
So
of
you
friends
have
that
to
drop
like
out.
be set in your mind that this is what you want to do, and you're gonna grind it for fucking
And
Yeah.
4
you
years.
can't
8
you
years,
can't
whatever
change
it
your
is.
majors and
But-
stuff like that because that's a waste of time and that's a waste of money.
I don't
Because
know.
if you
Yeah.
there's a lot of people who change their majors and there's
I mean,
nothing
you
wrong with that.
can like 2
Because there's
years
people-
into it.
Yeah,
'Cause you're
they'll
gonna only be taking like gen eds and stuff.
they'll go through with it and everything, but you have to go to college for a lot longer than you expected if you do that.
Yeah, because like what I did, I changed my major 3 times, and with every single time I changed it, basically like the classes I took for that were like you don't just take like your math, science, whatever. You take those plus like your major class.
Right.
So that class is basically like wasted money, wasted time. Add on another year
I mean, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
or another semester, I guess.
Well, that's why if it like trade schools would be probably something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Trade
no,
schools probably
do that
trade
better.
schools are good.
Yeah.
Trade schools are really good because if you want to be a technician, but you don't want to go to college for like 4 years to do it, you can go to trade school for maybe like 4 or 5 months. If you want to be even more certified, you can go for a year, and then you're gonna be making like a lot more money than some
Like
right
ranking.
now. Yeah.
I would say that dedicating something that big to like as being like your college major, you shouldn't have to be doing that right out of high school. And I would say that's a good reason why more people should do the 2 years or just 1 year at a community college just to like kind of transition.
Yeah.
I feel like going straight from high school to university would just
Yeah.
stress me out, and I wouldn't know what to do. But I feel like
that's like
having that
Marcus's
transition,
situation.
I feel like that would be smooth sailing, and I feel
Yeah.
like that would solve a lot of problems, and that's what I'm doing.
I
personally.
think. I just think college is.
So that's what my plan is.
I'm not
It's
saying,
not for everybody.
I'm not
College
gonna
isn't-
say.
and
it's
then
necessary,
at the end
but
of your
I
at the
think
end of your community
college is
college,
always
if you don't
better
want to go,
then
just
nothing.
don't.
That's just
Like,
me
you're good.
personally. I don't have anyone against who
Especially
doesn't
if
go to
it's
college,
free.
who doesn't go to college, or who it thinks it's not for them. But I just think, like Joey's saying, I think community college. You should at least try community college.
Yeah.
I feel like there's not a reason not to, just because
Yeah.
it's just more high school. Really, is what most people have said.
It's
And I
high
don't
school,
know.
but you drive there, you
I
leave.
mean, yeah, that's
and,
what I
like,
was gonna say. You guys,
It's like a
don't
job.
bully
I mean,
me
I don't
since
know
you got
yet.
You haven't even been to it.
I mean, I don't know. I've never really struggled. I'm not like not being like, I don't know, having ego, but I've never struggled really in school. Like I've never really had a problem with it, so it's hard for me to like people to like understand when people say like, oh, college is not for me. Like I don't know. Schools always came really easily to me, so I don't like when people say yeah, it's not for me. I don't really understand what that.
Well, there's a lot of people who flew by high school and still get to college and just like crash and burn
Because Marcos was like crazy.
Because like
crazy smart
because they didn't. The people who like are just like smart, like this was me. I fucking never did a single thing of homework all through high school except for like 3 times, and it was all for English papers and speeches, and I like never studied for shit, and I like flew through high school, but I never like learned how to study, how to take notes.
Same thing with us.
Like, I mean, I know how to, but like I didn't like do that. So I feel like that might be something I will struggle with for a bit. And that's something that a lot of people do. It's like they just fly through but don't know how to do anything, get to college, and then they're like, well, shit.
I think that's something like we were talking about earlier, where it's something that like you learn on your own. That's
at least like from I heard.
Learn on yourself.
Predisposition.
Like I feel like that shouldn't be something you have to be taught. Like that's.
I mean, it's not something you taught, but if you're constantly taking notes in school, like you're gonna become a better note taker like over time, especially if you're doing it for like 7 years, 10 years.
But like
middle school, elementary
school,
school,
or can't, like it's not like it's a bad thing. You know, it's
to not know how to.
Yeah. I honestly don't think it's a bad thing because not a lot of people know how to do a lot of things. So
I mean, I feel like anybody can take notes. It's just
anybody can learn, but yeah, it's I don't know. It's hard.
Like I can listen to somebody and type down some shit, but then when I go back and read it, I'm like,
don't understand.
I feel like I didn't type down the important stuff. Yeah. Like I feel like I have that problem. Like I don't get the good information. I just get all the random bullshit whenever I take notes.
Okay.
Dude, AP Gov, we always took notes and I fell asleep so much. And my teacher would always call me out for this shit, and I would always deny it. And I was like, nope, I wasn't asleep. And he checked my notes, and he was like, I can literally tell you fell asleep because my handwriting, I have really good handwriting, like girly handwriting. Worse. Yeah, and it was like, you could tell I was dazing off because it was like perfect handwriting. And then it was like going off the line, like getting smaller to the point where it was just like squiggles. Like me with my eyes closed, just fucking squiggling on the paper.
Dude, I would.
And he was looking at it, and he was like showing me, and I was like, huh. And then I looked back at all my other notes, and like a lot of them were like that, where I would just like, they would just like fade away and like to nothing, and I would just be sleeping. And I was just like, damn, like shit.
Damn.
Dude, I would fall asleep a lot in high school, and I had Mark in a lot of classes, and Mark would always fuck with me, dude. I swear. Like, Mark, you want to tell them some of the stuff you did, some of the things you did to me?
Dude, I fuck with people.
I don't remember.
Okay. Well,
I don't remember anything about high school.
Well, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was just like funny jokes. Like one time we had macaroni, and we were doing a project with the macaroni. So I woke up, and then like I look in my bag. They're like, "Hey, can you get me something out of your bag?" I'm like, "Yeah, bet." I didn't say bet because we didn't say bet back then. I reached down in my backpack
back in the day,
and there's nothing but fucking macaroni in there. And like I was too lazy to take it out, so like months later, like maybe 2 or 3 months later, we were still finding macaroni in my backpack.
You'd open the textbook and it'd be crushed macaroni in the pages. Oh.
And then like I don't know why, but like I'd be writing notes. I would take notes once in a while, right? I would take notes. And then I fell asleep, right? I wake up and there's a huge dick all over my notes, dude. And then like Mark,
I have a story, bro.
And then Mark and my friend Nathan, like they didn't have no chill, man. They drew dicks on papers I turned in.
Dude.
And then also like the last thing real quick is I would fall asleep. And this is something that a lot of people do. And this is the thing I hated so much. Mark would take all my shit out. My pencils, my books, my stuff, right? He'd take it all out. And then he would turn my backpack inside out and put it all back in. And like, and he
No
would
way.
hide my backpack too.
That's
So
so
not
funny.
only would I have to go I'd have to go look for it, I'd have to find it, and then I had to fucking take it all out and put it back, dude. And one time our teacher saw, and he was laughing the whole time.
And Noah didn't have like an organized backpack. He didn't have like a journal, a binder, like
No, I
that.
threw
Noah
everything
just
away.
threw like fucking papers.
Yeah, he seems like
pencils.
he'd like pull out a textbook and like 5 papers would come out with it. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
last month's math homework. It's just-
Dude, so I was in this class called zoology, and I had this kid in my class. His name was Luca, and he is just like
oh my god.
he's huge, like the hugest guy. Like he has got the most hair guy. He's got like a full beard, like his freshman year, right? All right, so this guy, he's just like doesn't give a fuck about shit, and like he's always fucking with people, and like nobody, like I don't know, a lot of people don't like him because he's like always just fucked with people. All right, so he's fucking like, we're taking a test. This is in the middle of a test, and there's this kid in my class named Austin, not my friend Austin. We talked to in the Discord, but a different Austin.
Yeah.
All right. And he sits in front of us. I sit right next to Luca. We're taking this test, and Austin turns around while like he's doing some shit and just draws a fat penis on like his whole test, right? And in the middle of the test, Luca comes back. Oh, he was in the bathroom. He comes back. He sits down, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And I look at him, and I was like, "What?" I was like, he said it like loud, but like not really loud. And I was just kind of like, everybody was like kind of looking, and I was just like, what? And he was like, who drew this? I was like, wasn't you, bro. He legit stands up, right? He fucking stands up, is holding the paper in front of the whole entire class. Or like we sat in the very back, but everybody's looking at us. And he's holding the paper up, and he's like, "Miss Kratz!" And he's yelling. He's like, "Austin drew a big fat cock on my test!" Just straight yelled as loud as he could, and I'm just like, "Ah!" Everybody starts dying. I'm sitting right next to him, just like, bro. And Austin was just, dude, me and Austin were just tweaking out like so hard. To the point where everybody was like, why are they tweaking out? Like everybody was tweaking, right? But me and him were just like mega tweaking. Luca's super pissed. Miss Kretz is just like, I don't know how to even handle this situation, right? She's like, Luca, calm down and don't like scream that stuff in my classroom. And he's like, I'm pissed. He's like, blah blah blah. He took Austin's hat and was like, 102 on the back of his head. And she was like, calm down. He sits down and just starts taking his test. And the whole class was just like, what the fuck just happened? And I was just, dude, I like was just geeking to myself. Like throughout that whole test, I just like, that was the only thing I was thinking about. I was like, God damn. Dude, I think that was the funniest shit that I've ever seen.
Or one time Mark drew a dick on my fucking jacket with the permanent marker.
No.
It was either you or it was Nathan.
It's probably Nathan.
Somebody drew a big.
It was
dick on
Nathan. I remember.
Somebody
it
drew a
being
fucking
Nathan.
big dick on my jacket, dude. I put my jacket on.
That was Nathan.
Back. It's a big dick on the back. Dude. I was
remember.
walking.
I was like trying to remember this. I was like, I don't ever remember you having a dick on your back. And then now I remember Nathan doing it. Yeah.
And fucking like some of our teachers were asking me like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Why are they asking me like okay?" And then it wasn't until later somebody told me there's a giant dick on my back.
Dude, you guys are wild, dude. I never did anything.
Oh,
like
is this
that.
Jordan?
That's Jordan
in the chat. What up, Jordan?
So like the next
Yeah,
the
he
next
knows
thing
what I'm
is
talking
like,
about.
well, because this is just high school stories, right? I guess one of them is like we had this kid who we had this like hard pushover teacher. It was his first year, and like these kids were bad in our class. They pushed him over hard. This is the same class we put macaroni and Noah's stuff. Same class. And this teacher was like we're like the nicest people though, and that's what we did. We're like the nicest people.
That's what we did.
And so like these kids in front of us though, they were like the worst people, right? Because since we went to a religious school, you had to do like prayer or whatever before. Everybody just bullshit, do it real quick.
So stupid.
Everybody would just like hide, like do whatever. You don't even say anything.
Right.
Basically, they're doing prayer, right? And this one kid, I hear him unzip his backpack because you're supposed to be real quiet.
Yeah.
And like
Gun.
one guy unzips his backpack, right? he pulls out this thing of milk, and then he pulls out a bowl and a spoon, and then he gets cereal, pulls it in, and this is the middle of the day. It's not like at the beginning of the day.
that's so
I'm like,
funny.
bro, what?
And then we're
Like, he's-
praying, and all you hear is.
He's eating cereal while we're praying, dude, and I'm like, what's going on? Dude, I've never seen this before, dude.
Dude, they're
And then, like,
fucking.
No,
It was
way.
bad.
You kids
dude.
are crazy, dude.
Dude, there was one time. So like, there's these like three
You're a bunch of
girls,
kids
and I
wild.
swear to
For
God,
real.
yeah, we went to a fucking college
Oh.
prep fucking private school, dude.
Yeah, you kids wild.
There was three girls who were always like they're like, I don't know what they are with those guys or whatever. There was this one.
They're just like they're chill friends, basically.
They're chill. Yeah, they're a little bit too chill. One time we were doing something on the board, and so the
Technical
teacher was
difficulties.
like turned around looking at the board, and then he fucking like one of our friends, his name is Ever. He gets up and starts humping another girl, like going all out. He's like fucking riding her like a horse, dude. And everybody's there is just looking and laughing, and like the girl's laughing too. Like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
dude? They would do a lot.
Yeah,
of
they would do
bad
bad.
shit,
Like
dude.
this
They would
one
do
kid,
a lot of bad shit.
he got his pencil. He's looking at it for a while, and I'm like, bro, what are you doing looking at your pencil? And like eventually he turns and looks at me. He looks back like straight at the desk, and he just goes like that, straight in the air, and it sticks to the roof, the pencil. And the teacher saw him, right? He's like, get it down. And he was like, sir, how you want me to get it down? And I guess the teacher expected him to get on the table and hold it down. But instead, he grabs his like backpack with all these books in it, starts throwing it up, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna like knock the lights out. Oh,
It's so funny. I've
Dude,
never
and, like-
had any shit
and,
like
like,
that.
they're like
That's
they're
what I'm
like
saying, you church kids wild, and dude. What
and
the-
then they weren't bullies, but they're just stupid, dude. They're fucking stupid. One time I'm just sitting there doing my work. I actually did my homework for once, and I knew I was gonna get 100 on it. And he looks at me, he's like, hey bitch, give me your homework. I'm like, no. He's like, bam, he just fucking grabbed it and ripped it away. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he had it and he started passing it around. And then like I never got it back. I got a 0 on that fucking paper,
Oh
dude.
my god.
Oh my god, there's so we have a lot of stories from high school, dude. One time we were doing standardized testing, right? We were doing it was the
like
pre
end of the year
SATs.
courses, basically.
It was the pre SATs. So we were like sophomores, and we were all just like in the middle of, we had like a little foyer where we can eat lunch and stuff like that. We had a little foyer, and then everybody was just there, and we're just standing there because they wanted us to give us a break. So we came up at our classrooms and we are just getting fresh air, right? And some people are playing tag, some people are throwing around stuff, right? Well, one kid is running to the restroom and he trips on a little ramp and he eats the fucking dirt, dude. Oh no, he didn't eat
Dude,
dirt. He ate cement. Like this
Oh,
kid just went
God.
boom. It got so quiet, and all you hear is and he runs away, dude.
Dude,
Hey, I felt so bad.
we used to do, now that I think about it, we used to do stupid shit like that in drumline.
Yeah,
like
you
in
have
during
some stupid
band and
drumline
shit.
stories.
Like okay, this one isn't stupid. This one's kind of cool, but we did tangerine trick shots
That's
At one
actually the
of our-
coolest thing I've ever
at-
seen.
at one of our drumline, like winter drumline competitions, where we were just like bouncing them off sofas, throwing them like 50
It was
feet through
actually
the hotel
crazy.
parking lot.
I remember
It was
seeing
wild.
those videos.
But
Yeah,
we had this shit in our fucking percussion room, right? It was like one of those metal like circle things covering this wall, right? And it fell off one day and it was just a hole in the wall, and it was just like hollow. Like, so the wall was like this,
mhm.
right? And
A
it
wall.
comes, but then it like protruded outward and then closed, right?
Okay.
And this protruding
like
outward
a
part had
cornhole,
had the hole in it.
It's like a
And so
cornhole.
everybody would just throw shit in there. we just throw our trash in there and shit, and fucking like so much shit would just throw in there. And people started throwing like Subway sandwiches and like their lunch and shit in there, right? So it got really
no.
nasty, and it smelled like shit. And so like all the like upperclassmen like and mature people in the drumline were like not in there ever, and like it because like it was like the cool people kind of hang out, and then it turned into the lame people kind of hang out. And then so I think like our teacher like caught on to that shit, so he like goes in there and it just reeks, and he was super pissed, and he had this big ass meeting with all of us, and we had to fucking like clean it out, but it was so deep nobody could reach that shit. So we had to get one of those like toys, those little big ass like
the
things you
clamping
squeeze,
arms.
and they're like, and we start pulling shit out of there, and like all of us were like, "Fuck it, we're not doing that" because we didn't make that shit. So it was just all the fucking retards just whipping shit.
Is that a
out of this
rotisserie
thing, and it
chicken?
was so nasty, and I was like, "Bruh."
Dude.
There's one time where this was before the whole situation. We were hanging out in the same room that I'm talking about, and I was like yelling at Corey for some stupid shit. It was about some math problem. You know Corey from Fort?
Yeah.
So he had this
Plug,
math.
dude,
He's
plug.
2 years older than me and Devin, right? So I'm a sophomore. He's a senior. He's in college algebra. I'm in pre-AP algebra too. It's pretty much like the same fucking class. So he had this math problem about some stupid shit like if John's painting this room at like 3 rooms per hour for 8 hours, and then like Jill's painting it at like 5 rooms an hour for like 7, but Jill takes a 0.75 hour break. How long does it take to paint 7 rooms or whatever? Some stupid question like that. That's how the thing was set up. That's like how the question was set up. And I knew, like, I was a math genius. I knew exactly what I was like, bam, there's the answer. He was like, no, this is the answer. And we fought about it forever. So we got my super smart friend Zach to do the same problem. He got the same answer I did. Corey was like denying every factor. He was like, nope, that's not right. That's not right, blah, blah, blah.
Sounds like Corey.
So he asked, I like, ask your fucking math teacher. He goes up and he says his math teacher said that he was right. So me and Zach were like, hell fucking no that you're right. So we go ask our math teacher, and she did all of it. And we even gave her the answer that he got, and she did all of it, got our answer, and then even explained to us how the other math teacher messed up and got the answer that Corey got. So we were like, all right, we're right. We come back at Corey with all this shit. We're saying all this shit, right? He was like, nope, 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 blah, 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 just denying it. Just denying. And we're getting pissed. And I was like, and I was like screaming. I was like, Corey, if you don't admit to your fucking mistake, I'm gonna whoop shit out of you. And I was like, I like screamed at him, but I was like kidding, but like not kidding. And I didn't realize I yelled that loud. And all the other percussionists, because this was during like a percussion camp type deal, in the like main band room, right, connected to our room that we're in, heard that shit. Mr. Lowe walks in the room and he looks right at me and he's like, and he pulls me aside and he starts talking to me. He's like, blah, 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 blah. Like, I give you free passes all the time. Like, you gotta cut it out. Like, stop doing this shit. And he legit made me go up to the front of the freaking band room and apologize to everybody for cussing in the goddamn percussion room. So I go up there and I was like, hello, I'm sorry for cussing in the percussion room. It won't happen again. And I'm just like trying to hold in my laughter. I'm just like dying on the inside. I'm just like smiling and shit. And fucking, he was like, what's so funny? And my heart dropped. And I was like, I just gave it to him straight. I was like, honestly, this whole situation is just funny. Like, you can't tell me that this is not funny. And he didn't expect me to say that, and he like did one of these
problems, dude.
He did one of these, and then he was like, okay, and then he was like, you're good, and then I just went back into the percussion room. I was like, Corey, fuck you, you're playing shit, you're fucking wrong, and then that was the end of that.
You guys were talking about arguing
I
about
know,
math.
dude,
Dude,
math
All of this escalated
like,
from a math problem.
Yeah, we
Oh,
had
Corey just be
arguments
fucking
over
Corey,
like
dude.
food and stuff. You guys
Corey's
have
still like
arguments
that.
over math?
Corey is
Did you
still
guys-
exactly like that to this day.
Did you guys ever have food fights at your high school?
No.
No?
We didn't have food
We
fights.
had
We just threw
fights.
food
We
at
had,
each
like,
other.
yeah, we just
there's
do
a
food
couple
at each
tables.
other.
There'd be a couple
Fights,
tables
bro.
that was just like fucking like there'd be like 2 tables of friends. And you just
Yeah,
see, like,
that was
Oh,
us.
I
Yeah.
screamed,
Two.
dude. You know those 2 keto things?
Yeah.
Some fucking kid was throwing shit at my friend Steven. It was Sydney K's brother. He was like throwing shit. And I was like, who's throwing shit? I was like, Steven, you
Who's
better
throwing
stand up
shit?
for yourself and tell him to stop doing that shit. And he was like, no, it's fine. It's fine. And so I was like, you gonna eat this? He was like, no. It was a full fucking taquito. And I was like, I turned around. I was like, hey, Stop fucking doing that shit. And I whipped the shit straight at him, and it hit him straight in the face, a full fucking taquito. And it was so funny. My whole table was geeking. His whole table was making fun of him and geeking. I felt like the man. I was like, let's go, dude. I was like, fuck yeah.
Bro, our tables were bad. They're throwing like banana peels and shit, and then it would escalate to like
Chocolate
whole fucking chocolate milks, whole fucking chickens. Like they're going in, dude.
Oh,
it wasn't
me?
even like us though. It was one person from our table and then their whole table. So he would always lose. He'd get the
Right.
worst end.
No,
of it.
I didn't
But,
do
like,
that, Rami.
We'd get some flack for it.
No, sometimes. So we had like A days, B days, C days, D days. You know, so like A days would be all of our classes, B days would be 4 of our classes, and then C and D days would just be 3 of them.
So you had block schedule.
Yeah,
right?
like block
Yeah.
scheduling. And so like on a block schedule, I'd sit with my best friend Tim, and this was when I was like a junior. And so we did this thing. We made this contraption with 2 spoons. All right, so listen to this. This is some crazy shit. We had 2
Fucking
spoons.
catapult, dude.
Yes, we had 2 spoons, and you get a fruit snack. You bite it in half, and you'd squish it and make it sticky, and you'd stick it in between.
Fucking
Listen to
gross.
this shit. Then you'd stick it in between the 2 spoons, and then you'd have a soda can tab cap, and you'd put it at the other end, and so that you'd get some good leverage going, dude. And we would just sauce fruit snacks across the room. We'd be
Gross.
right in front of the principals too, right? So like we sat on the right side of the lunchroom, and the principals would be the principal's office was literally like 10 feet from us, and we
And they all stand out there.
yeah,
too
they're all
during
standing
lunch
out
and
there like
shit.
making sure no
Yeah.
one's doing some dumb shit. But we're out here flicking fruit snacks across the lunch table,
Dude.
across the lunch.
Why couldn't you just fucking throw with your hand? Why you
'Cause
gotta?
that's too obvious. That's too obvious.
Did you see any fights during high school?
No, I was.
Dude,
I
I've seen some wild fights
Yeah.
like break out, and I was
I
just
don't think
like,
we've had
damn,
any
bro.
like huge fights. It was maybe just between like 1 and
High
2
school, no.
people.
Middle school, I saw a lot.
But it
Oh
was-
no, it was just like 2 people going at it, but like people were getting like beat, like
Oh,
blood
I
and
saw very
shit. Like
fights.
people were getting fucked.
we had a lot of like friendly fights.
I feel like high school, you were too like mature to actually go out and like fight.
I don't know. I was flinging fruit snacks around. in
Nah,
junior
people
year,
would
so-
fight in the
Me- me
school.
and-
See, but
Richard
that's
have fought in the
different
locker
because
room.
that was really like that's funny like
Yeah, I get
joke
it.
stuff.
Yeah.
But like fighting, it's kind of like dude,
Oh,
like no.
like full out, like I want to kill you fight.
Yeah,
no, we never had those.
But I
Yeah,
got. I
people
gotta,
would do that shit like
Yeah.
in school.
Dude, we
And
had a
then
lot
like
of,
after school, they would go to the golf course right next to it. They would fight there sometimes.
you guys ever play 10
I'd just be like,
seconds with any
"Damn,
of your
bro."
friends?
no,
No,
10
it-
seconds.
Yeah, you know what that is or no?
No.
You would just go all out and fight for 10 seconds.
10
What the
seconds.
heck?
It
Oh,
made
I've
it
done
dude.
that. I've done
Dude,
that.
one thing that would always happen is the dead legs, dude. The dead legs and the dead arms. Oh, I always hated that shit. I'd be sitting down, somebody just comes up, fucking wham! Like,
Oh
oh,
my
my
God.
god. Like, I
10
couldn't get
seconds
up
and just
anymore.
like beat the shit out of each other for
Yeah.
10 seconds. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell? Told you, church kids wildin', dude. What the fuck?
All right, next topic is kind of high school related. It is what was it? Anything you regret about high school?
No, I didn't do anything. Dude. I guess if I regret anything, dude, is not doing anything. I didn't
I
do
regret.
I laid like super low through all of high school. Like I didn't care about anyone, dude. I had my small group of like 4 or 5 people that I'd talk to, and I would just be like, because I was like one of those kids. Whenever like I would have no one in any of my classes and be like, oh, like do a group project. I'd always be like, fuck, like I don't know anyone, dude. I was just cruise through high school, dude.
That's how I was my first 2 years, and then I stopped taking Adderall, and then it like Adderall, it was like autopilot, like do all your homework, do all this shit like right now, like in school. I would never have shit to do. I stopped taking that, and then like I just like started like talking to people. I like stopped being a zombie, and then that's when I like actually started talking to people and going out. That's when I became an RLer.
Dude, I just cruised like
So
Jordan
if I
says in
regret
chat.
something, it would be not going out earlier.
Like
in my high
Jordan said,
school.
dude, I was a counter UAV in high school, dude. I literally,
For
I had
real.
like my 4
For
friends,
real.
dude, and I just cruised through it, dude. Everyone, I was like one of those people be like, oh, do you know who Devin is? Like, yeah, I know who he is. Like, I don't talk to him though. Like, I feel like everyone kind of like this might be like, I don't know, maybe that's how it is, how it wasn't. I feel like everyone kind of knew who I was, but I just talked to like no one. Like, I just wasn't about it. I don't know.
That's how I was.
I guess I don't even know if that's a regret. But I don't know. I started going to a lot of like more games and stuff. like junior, senior year, like I'd go to like hockey games and like football games and basketball games. I went to a couple of those. Like maybe I regret not going to those either sooner or a couple more of those. But
Went
besides
to every
that,
single home football game
yeah, well, yeah, because you're in the band.
at my high school. GG.
Little drummer
I-
boy over here.
Is that
Dude,
something,
I was really fucking good, mind you. So,
What would you play?
snare, tenors.
Oh, okay.
Let's
All
go.
right, Noah, your turn.
The
The
tenors are pretty
tenors,
cool.
dude, they
Those are
were
actually pretty
so
cool.
sick, but they were so heavy,
You're
bro.
like, and it'd be like, damn.
Yeah, there's 6 drums.
Yeah.
I
6
was gonna
All right,
say-
enough
drums.
fucking drum talk. Let Noah talk about his goddamn.
I was gonna say something I regret in high school was honestly not hanging out with my friends enough. I was hanging out with somebody I shouldn't have been hanging out with so much. My life, I felt like I wasn't my own person and all that. But like right after high school, like I started playing like video games all the time. I started going out. I started doing other things. Like I felt like that's what I should have been doing in high school. You know, I should have been hanging out with my friends, not with like my attachment. You know.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I've gotten closer to Mark and Marcos and Billy and all of them. I got closer to them. Like we were really good friends in high school and all that. We played video games. We always hung out and stuff. But like that was it at school and online. It was never like, hey, come to my house, or hey, let's go to Whataburger, or hey, let's go to let's go out somewhere. Let's go to the movies. I never had that in high school. But right after high school, like that's when I started doing all that stuff. So I wish, if anything, that I would have had that before I graduated.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I gotcha. What about you,
I was too focused on other people than I wish like I would have thought about myself more. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, look at that fucking idiot doing that, or like too involved in like the drama or like the girls or like all of that, dude.
Yeah, no,
Should
dude.
just like
That's like the opposite of me.
send me.
I was all about me, dude, and then like I said, my like 3 friends, dude. It's like if anyone else is doing some dumb shit, I didn't give a fuck. Like, I don't know. That's just kind of how I was. I didn't feel like I said. I guess I don't know. I feel like I was pretty happy. I feel like a lot of people would be like, "Oh, your life just sounded boring." But I mean, I was content with it. You know, like I didn't go out every night. I didn't have a bunch of
Play
friends.
video
be
games
like,
all the time.
I know, like that's all I did, dude. I played. I didn't go out, dude. I didn't like have like big group like parties or anything like that, dude. I did my thing and just like cruised through, and I was done, and I'm happy with it. I didn't get in any trouble. I didn't do.
I went to a couple parties. It was crazy.
I didn't do some dumb shit. Like I don't know, dude. Just call me bland, dude, but I was okay with it.
The only party I went to like 4 parties, and it was all like the popular girls hosting the parties.
Yeah, because you
Like the popular girls in our grade, because I lifeguarded with
yeah,
them.
because you lifeguarded and
So like I never went to like any lame shit, but I feel like it was too big for me. Like I don't know, a party in general is just like not my thing unless like I know at least like 7 people there, or like 5 people.
Yeah,
Or,
I
like-
don't even know 7 people, dude.
And I was just there with like, it would be like me and Sydney, and I was just there, and I would talk to all the girls, and then all the guys would be like, who the fuck is this guy? I've never seen him. But like all of them were like super cool with me because I was just like their boss from work. And like, or at the time, like I guess both summers, I was either their boss or like just another coworker. And it was just like, I don't know. But then it was just like kind of awkward for me because I didn't know anybody like but them. But like they would be like in charge, so like they'd have to keep like going around making sure nobody's fucking shit up. And like I would see people that I knew, and they would like, I would always get, wow, dude, I would never fucking expect to see you here. And I was like, I never really expected to see myself here either. So good shit. I did that like 4 times, and I was like, not really my thing.
Yeah.
I like small groups.
Me
I don't
too,
even
dude.
remember high school, if I'm honest.
I hate when it's more than like maybe 7 or 8 people. Then I'm already like, it's overwhelming. Like as outgoing as I am, I get overwhelmed by the stupidest things. I get anxiety from the stupidest things, dude. I don't know.
Yeah, high school, like I said, I'm content with not really any regrets.
Devin's the only one who had a good high school experience.
I like I said, I don't even know if you could call it good. I mean, it's good depending on how you want to look at things. If you thought a good high school,
I had a good high school
be with
experience.
lots of friends, fucking bitches and stuff.
I think mine was just
I had the
alright.
worst high
Fucking
school ever,
bitches.
and then I had the worst high school experience ever. But if you're totally content with not ruining your life or having good grades, I mean, then it was perfect.
I mean, I don't know if you can ruin your life in high school.
I don't know, maybe if you go rob a
It's
bank in high
start.
school or
It's a
something.
start.
20 years of jail time when you're in high school. I don't know. I
Or
never,
you go to juvie first, depending on what age you were when you graduated.
whatever,
I feel like everybody's at least 17 by the time they graduate. And in Missouri, you can go
Yeah.
to jail at 17.
All right. So that was a good kind of rant we went on for a little bit about high school and whatnot. What do we got next? Do
So we
wanna do-
have. You want to hit one more topic, and then do like the viewer thing,
I don't know.
or do you want to hit all of them? We
We
got
should
4
save
more.
some topics for next time.
I agree. I agree with saving.
All right. Do y'all want me to list them, and then we pick which one?
What do you mean?
I
List the
think 1 and
topics.
2 we should save. Yeah, 1 and 2 we should save, like for sure.
Okay. I mean, we
Okay.
could do. Yeah, chat. Does chat? Have
I mean,
any
the
questions?
last two. You want to do their topics that they had?
Yeah.
they
Did
had, so.
chat have any topics that we want to go over?
Yeah.
Rami was talking about like siblings. Do we have any sibling pet peeves, or do we have any
Yeah,
sibling stories?
Sibling stories, dude. I got into a fight with my sister one time.
I got a
A
lot
mad
of stories with
fight
my
over
sister.
some phone charger, bro. This is like, honestly, this was probably the last fight that we had, and it was like 3-4 years ago, right? 4 years ago. And it was like I had my phone charger plugged into the wall in the kitchen, and I was in 8th grade. She was a junior, so this is 4 or 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And so she got home before me because she was in high school. I got home like an hour-ish later. So I get home and her phone's plugged into my phone charger. I'm like, I mean, like, I don't care. Like, that's cool. But my phone's at 1%. It's my phone charger. Like, I'm taking it off. I'm gonna plug it in, right?
Right.
So I just took it off. I didn't know where she was, so I just set it to the side. I had my phone plugged in. She comes down and she is heated. And I'm like, bro, like, that's my phone charger. Like, I don't know what you're so mad about. And she was like, just going off on me, all this shit. Like, that's my phone charger, first of all, blah, blah, blah. You should ask, blah, 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 all this shit. My phone's low. Her phone's at like 60. My phone's at like 5. And I'm like, dude, your phone's at like 60. I just plugged it in. Like, this is my phone charger. Like, you can't tell me I can't use this. And she was like, it's not yours, blah, blah. I was like, I will go in your room and I will find your phone charger right now. And she was like, no, you're not going up there. All this shit. We got a big fight. And I was like, all right. I was like, fuck it. I was like, I'm leaving then. I'm going downstairs. I take it. I take my laptop, because this is all I had at the time was my laptop, my OG Minecraft rig. I'm like, fuck it. I take my laptop. I try and take my laptop charger. I'm trying to go downstairs. And she's like trying to grab my shit, like grab my laptop now, like trying to stop me. And I'm like, yo, chill. Like, you're going to break my shit. Like, this is expensive. It got to the point I had to ditch the laptop. I was like, fuck it. Like, it was getting physical. I was like, I'm ditching the laptop. I put it on the table and I was like, we're shoving each other and shit. She's like trying to grab the phone charger. And I was like, Hannah, this is literally mine. And she was just getting so mad, like so mad.
Phone
And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't know what she was doing. She's probably mad about something else, but like, this was probably the thing that, like, you know how that shit works.
They
I
take
don't
it out
know.
on something else.
I don't know
Did you
why
knock
she
her
was
out?
so mad, but
Yeah, dude.
no, like, I
You
gave
boxed
up
her out, dude?
eventually.
Knock her to the next
After like a
dimension.
good old shoves and hits, I gave up like a last good, very forceful. Like, I was not putting my full shit in, because like, even though I was young, like, I was like just stronger than her. Like, that's just how it was. So like, but
You
then the
didn't punch her
last
too
shove,
hard, but you gave her.
the very last one, I give her a good shove away from me. I threw the phone charger. I was like, just take it. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, you're being psycho as hell. I was like, I will go up to your room right now and find your phone charger and give it to you. Just take that shit. And she got all mad, stomped away, took it. I go straight to her room. First place I look, her phone charger is there. I come straight back down and I'm holding it. I'm like, really? I was like, that's not my phone charger. She was like, I'm sorry, I thought it was mine. I'm like, you can't just say that you thought it was yours and expect me to forget all this shit that just happened. Like, this happened like 20 seconds ago. Like, what the fuck? No apology, nothing, bro. Just fucking trade phone chargers, and then I'm on my way. Like, that was the last fight we had, and it was probably the most like intense fight we've ever had too.
For siblings, I have one older brother, and that's like
I didn't even know. Oh yeah, he's the one that's like, isn't he like way older than you?
he's like
A 3
20, 24, 25. Yeah.
I-
he's
yeah,
a
I
few
don't
years
know.
older than him.
I never I got in a lot of little like scuffs with Dylan, like my younger brother, but like I don't know, we never did anything that got too physical, but like we'd always just like bicker. That's it. Like we bickered a lot, and like our family hated it just because how much we would bicker. I don't know. I don't have any. I'm gonna have to think for a little bit. I don't think we have any good
I
stories.
don't have any.
Like I never.
Dude.
We fought like verbally all the time, but never like screaming or like it was always just like just like back and forth just for like.
Dude, I
hours.
remember that shit because he would always be like, it's my turn on the computer, and I'd always be like, fuck you, Dylan. Like, Devin's only been on for like 2 hours.
Yeah, because back before when we both played computer games, we had one laptop out in the family room, and I guess this is kind of a story, but we'd be like, all right, so we get home at
4-hour shifts.
yeah, we'd get home at like 3 o'clock every day, right? So we got home at 3, and then we have from 3 to 9 or from like 3 to 10 to like a split times, right? So we'd split the computer time in half. So I'd have it for half of so what would that be? From 3 to 10. So it would be like
3 to 6 or like 3 to 6:30, and he'd have it from like
6:30 to 9 to 10. So like
Yeah.
whatever like that. And so there would always be a little bicker fest about that. But like well, I actually only didn't get on till 4:30 because I had a club or something. It was just always something stupid with that. But that's the only stories really I got.
Dude, me and my sister we're the same person, yet we're not, because we're both so stupid and we argue over the dumbest things. Like I'll put something in the fridge, right? And like I know that my brother or my sister are gonna take it, so I'll put it in the back of the fridge, and I'll put like condiments, or I'll put like
shit.
I'll put stuff so I know it's hiding there. And then I was like one time I went to the front room, right?
And it'll still be
to-
gone.
I go to see my dad, and I see my sister eating a sandwich. I'm like, okay, she's eating a sandwich. And I'm like, hey, what sandwich are you eating? She's like, oh, I'm eating a ham and cheese. I'm like, oh, where'd you get the cheese from? And she's like, oh, it was in the back behind condiments. I was like, oh, I wonder who put it there. And she's like, oh, I don't know, but they hid it far. And I was like, that's my fucking cheese.
You guys
And
have
then
cheese?
You had to hide cheese
like
from your family? Noah?
Stupidest things, because like everybody else ate a cheese sandwich, or they ate a sandwich with cheese, and I'm the only one who didn't get any fucking cheese. So I'll hide the cheese, and somebody will still eat the goddamn thing.
No,
and then like,
Did you buy it though?
no,
yeah, can you say sandwich for
my
me
parents
again?
bought it. Sandwich. What is fucking sandwich? dude?
Sandwich?
Sandwich.
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 I can't.
Okay.
You
Then,
did this
and
last
also,
episode too. You said something about sandwich, and I just started dying. But all right, continue with your story.
okay, and then also like now that my sister's older, and then like me and her just snippy and snarky with each other. Like we love each other, we talk all the time and everything, and we have no beef. But like she'll say something, and she'll say it like weird. Like she'll say like this, like well, maybe if you didn't want it to be wet, you shouldn't put it where it's gonna get wet. I'm like, what the fuck? And like me and her will be snarky with each other. She's like, maybe you should take your clothes out of the washer and put them in the dryer. I was like, well, maybe I'd put them in the dryer if some bitch would take her shit out. And then like we just are. It's so pointless and it's so stupid. But you know, I feel like it's something that just me and her have. It's a kind-hearted thing. It's not kind-hearted, but you know,
I get what you're
it's not like we're ever gonna like. Remember that time you called me a bitch? It's like no.
Dude,
Because then also like she's like, I'm hungry. Can you take me to go get it? Can you take me to go get something? I'm like, yeah. Oh, and then like my biggest thing is if I'm in the middle of something, I'll put everything off to the last minute. And so like I told her, she's like, can you put something in the dryer? Okay, in a minute. And then I was like, oh, can you do this for me? And she's like, in a minute. I'm just like, oh my god, this bitch.
No, dude, I don't even talk to my brother that much. Like me and Dylan are so opposites that like I don't know, we're completely different people. So
That's how I am.
I just don't talk to Dylan like ever.
Me and my
Like,
sister sound the
I
same
pick
and
him
we
up.
look alike.
I
too.
pick him up from people's houses, and that's like the only time I've talked. Like I was like, "Did you have fun?"
How old
He'd be
is
like,
he?
He's 2 years younger than me, so he's 16. And so I like pick him up because like it's like dark out, and my mom like doesn't like driving in the dark or whatever. She's like, "Devin, can you go pick up Dylan from Chandler's?" He'll be like, "Yes, mom." So I'll be like, pick him up. I'm like, "Did you have fun?" He goes, "Yeah." And then the whole ride home is just silent. Like we
I
don't
feel like that's a
talk.
little your fault. I hate when people ask me that. Do you have fun?
Well, then it'll be like, so what'd you do? He's like, we play music. I'm like, okay. And then just drive. Like Dylan never like, I don't know. Like I've kind of almost like given up at this point, but like Dylan just doesn't talk to me. And like every time I'll try and start a conversation, I'll be like, all right, dude, like, so what you do? Like, who was over with you? Like Chandler, Josh. And then that'd be it. And I'd be like, and I'd wait like I'd wait like a couple minutes. I'm like, so like, what'd you guys do? And it's just like always like that. Me and Dylan.
Dude,
like,
maybe I'm your younger brother, because that's how I am with my brother. Like, you ask me stuff.
Okay.
Devin,
Whatever.
just imagine you're a girl talking to somebody, because guys are
What?
we
Hey,
tend to give
yeah.
short, like direct responses,
I
right?
mean, I guess, yeah.
Like you ask me something, I'm giving it to you what you asked me. Like, but girls, when they talk, they always expect there's always
Call
a
me a
second
girl?
meaning to everything. Like there's always an underlying like message going on, right?
Like they want to
So
know
saying
everything.
they'll say something, and if a guy is just like shoots it straight, like they're like, that's when it's like,
Well, I
It's
understand
their
that,
pet peeve.
but it's more. It's more.
it's
of
hard
the,
to
like,
explain.
He doesn't. I know. I get what you're saying, but it's the more of just like he never wants to talk to me. You know, like I don't know if that's something.
you know,
I guess it's getting
whenever
kinda
you're
deeper.
talking to somebody,
This is kind
you
of
should never end a statement. You should always continue the discussion
Well, it's just like,
after
that's,
ending the statement.
I
So
get
if
what
you
you're
end
saying.
the statement, you should bring up either the next point. Don't leave it up to them to bring up the next point, because you have to keep the conversation
I just
flowing.
like barrage.
every
At
time
that
you
point,
end
I'm
it.
just barraging him with questions and statements, and then I just feel like a nuisance at that point. Like he just never.
Well,
I guess.
I-
Well, I
well,
mean,
if
after a
you feel
while,
like
then
a
you just give
nuisance-
Yeah,
up.
that's what I'm saying. It's always that. It's always like that. It's like Dylan. He just doesn't.
but
like
you
talking
shouldn't
to
feel
me.
like a nuisance because you're picking him up. So
Well,
you're going
obviously,
out.
I mean,
your
the
way
car
to
rides
pick
only
him up.
last like less than 5 minutes. But it's
Okay, well,
always
you got
just
5 minutes to make an impression on your little brother, dude.
and I do every.
I wish I had a little brother. I really do
don't.
wish I had a
I'm
little
just
brother.
kidding.
So
I
you
know,
don't?
Dylan,
Oh, it's all
and Dylan,
fucked up.
like I said, Dylan just like
I
me,
still
we're just
see
not even
Dylan
the same
around every
person.
once in a while.
We're not the same person. Like we're not even close. Like anything, like if you'd say like, oh Devin, like you're so like not outgoing or something, and be like, okay, well Dylan is like it's like anything that you can pluck from me is the opposite of him. Like we don't get along. Like it's not
So
like
is
we
he
don't
not
even
smart
get
or
along.
what?
He's not the
Oh.
brightest.
I see him around sometimes.
Damn.
I'm just saying. I mean, to be honest, it's like
Throw him under the bus. Why don't you?
I mean, I could go into detail, but we could just end it at that. That I'm more of the book smarts kind of guy, I guess.
Mhm.
But I don't know. We don't hate each other. We're not very close. Like I don't know if that makes any sense.
They're
I
just
guess-
acquainted.
Yeah, it's like we're not. I don't know. I don't know if that's like. I don't want to be
Dude,
like
look,
get too deep
watch-
into the topic,
watch.
but it's not.
Yeah.
We're not brothers. Really.
Okay,
Like,
so-
what do you
We're
think?
not
We're
brothers.
not.
We
It's
should
just
move
like we're
on
not
for this
close.
because it's just the same thing over and over. But
Oh,
so I saw Rami. I wanted to hit on this from
Okay.
what Rami said, how teachers get paid so low. And
Okay.
he said, for example, where I am, bartenders get paid more when teachers are necessary. Necessary. Like if all the teachers went on strike, we're fucked. But if all bartenders do, then oh well.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. I kind of
You're saying, like,
I see
garbage
this
people
all
get
over
paid
Twitter
more
as well.
too.
All over Twitter, people are complaining about teacher pay. Like, I don't agree. I don't know. I feel like majority of the teachers, at least I have had, they don't teach me shit. Like it's all myself. It's all the old fucking books that teach me. Like teachers don't really help too much in my opinion.
I've had a lot of
I've had
teachers
some
that
good
have
teachers.
changed my whole
I've had
mindset.
some good ones,
Yeah.
but
I've had teachers that have changed, not just taught me well, but like have changed my mindset on life.
On
Yeah,
everything.
I've had some really like some good teachers where like I've had like a really good connection with, and like we I don't know, like just been really close to me and whatever. Like I don't know, but about the whole wage thing, I don't know enough on the topic personally.
People
about-
were saying they get paid around like 25 or 30 a year right now,
Like that's not
and
even,
they should get paid like 50.
I mean 25, 30, that's almost not even enough to like
That's not.
to live at
No,
like,
that's
how
not
it is
true.
now.
That's like 13 an hour, 14 an hour.
You
No,
know,
I think so.
I get
let's
paid
I'll do some
15, 16,
research.
and
Cause I was making 14, and in my first year of working, I made like, I think like 16K or some shit like that.
Okay, so the national average starting teacher salary is 38. So that's not
that's a
bad.
lot.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, but within okay, let's look at this. What's like the average wage like for like everyone? You know, because like at that point it's more about like, okay, so the median household income in the United States is $56,000.
Household is
So-
2 people combined.
So basically it's more of like the topic, should teachers be at the bottom of that or above it or make the average? Like I don't
But you're looking at households. That's 2 people together, is it not?
oh, I guess you got
Yeah.
it right.
So if
Combined
somebody were to
household,
make
yeah.
30,000 and somebody were to make
So
110,000,
38.
your
Right, they
average
get
would be
paid
70.
38.
Okay, let's see. Average.
Then going by that, they're at the kind of towards the top.
Like I said, I don't know enough on the topic, so I don't. Let's see. I'm seeing a lot of so
Yeah,
like 25
I
to
think
35
teachers
or
get
like
paid
40,000 is the average person at from the ages of 25 to 35.
Jesus.
40,000.
40,000.
So they're barely under it by
So they're
like.
barely under. I don't know. I feel like for teachers do so much that I don't know if
I feel like they should get paid more in all
I
honesty,
do, I
because they're
agree.
So, but
teaching.
then-
They're the ones who are teaching the next generation. You know, they're the ones who are supposed to be, you know, making us into who we're supposed to be. But I feel like there's some cases where teachers fall short in that.
obviously it's just any job. There's gonna be the lazy workers and then the hard workers. I mean, teachers are no exception. It's just more noticeable to like kids, obviously, because it's gonna be one teacher per 20 kids or whatever. But
So do you
you're always
think-
gonna have the good teachers and then the bad teachers.
But then I feel like that's not even something that we should fuck, because it all comes from the school and it all comes from like the economy and stuff like that. Like our taxpayer dollars and everything. That's what's paying the teachers.
Well, that's for public schools, I guess. But
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
so,
freaking church
but then
kids.
do you think that like preschool teachers should get paid just as much as like say high school teachers?
No, not in the slightest.
I think
Because they're teaching children. They're basically babysitting kids
yeah.
and showing them like the
I think-
basics.
I think obviously it should be like
See-
the higher up you're teaching, the more you get paid, which is I think already what it is. It's not like all teachers start the same salary, but
But then like you wouldn't pay like a high school teacher the same thing you'd pay like a high school professor. Because
Right,
there is
yeah.
2 different things. They
I mean,
are
then
2
also
different
again
things.
all comes down to how many majors you have, what you major in. Like I obviously like
How
personally,
long you've been
I'd
working
be paying a
there.
PE. I'd be paying a PE major a lot less than a science major.
No, but
just
yeah,
all goes
like
off
that's
that.
what I was gonna say too. Like you wouldn't pay your fucking like your science and your math
I don't
teachers.
know,
you
dude.
wouldn't-
Coaches get paid a lot.
Yeah, coach-
that's I think that's
Well,
stupid. I
but
don't
it
think-
depends on what coach
PE
they
is
are. They have
different from coach, I
specialists.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All our PE teachers are coaches.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's just a touchy topic, just because personally I don't know too much. But I think that teachers definitely I can't say if they deserve more pay. I think they deserve enough to be living happily.
I think 38 is enough to be living
for a starting,
happily.
I think 38 is okay. Like, but that's
If
again, that's
that's
the average.
starting,
That-
then
that's average though. So
that's
that means
not.
there's gonna
But
be
that's not
places-
what everybody gets paid.
Exactly. There's gonna be people that get paid lower, and there's gonna be people that start out
Yes.
higher. But that's all
Yeah.
based off of how much work you put into it and whatever. But I don't know. I don't know
I don't
how much
know.
of an epidemic it is. I just.
But then there's
I see
also
it should be enough to be living happily.
there's also teachers who like they'll get paid, right? And then they'll contribute to their classroom. So like half their money, or not half their money, like a quarter or like an eighth of what they're getting paid a year goes back into the classroom. Like, do you think they should be reimbursed for stuff like that? Or do you think
Yeah.
that it's just a
Those are your
part of being a
decisions.
teacher?
Yeah, I think it is kind
I
of.
mean, if you're gonna
part of
buy a
being-
bunch of like posters and shit, that's on you.
Not
But if,
posters,
like,
but like
pencils
School
and, like,
supplies, they
grades-
do
school
get.
supplies, yeah.
School supplies, they get money for that.
Yeah,
Some
like,
do,
they
but
money
so
for
like
that.
once you run out of so many pencils and whatever, like I remember my Spanish teacher. I loved my Spanish teacher. My first year Spanish teacher, like she she was my favorite teacher ever, but she'd be like, yeah, I spend like $100 a year like on pencils, on just pencils, just because people take the pencils that the school gives, because the school only supplies them with so much stuff, and then like once the kids take it, I mean, then it's on the teachers to like make sure that they have enough for the class.
Because
No,
you
then
can't
it's
you
on
can't
the
get
kids.
mad at a but you can't get mad at a kid for not having school supplies sometimes.
Well,
Because
that's what I'm saying, but that's
You can.
you don't
Who
have
the
to take
fuck
it though.
doesn't have a pencil when
I
they go
know
to school?
you
though?
can't. You can get mad at them if say you start the year off with even 100 pencils and you're done in like a month. Well, that's it. Like you
Bro,
guys don't
what am I
provide your
waving?
own school supplies
Looks
to
like a
get good in
TV.
school. That's your fault. Like
I know, but
I
then
don't know, you
but
just
then what
don't
are you gonna
care
tell?
enough.
But then what if a kid's like they're taking like the finals, dude? Like, oh, I don't have a pencil. Like, well, if your other classmates didn't take the
Okay,
first
well, here's-
100, you know what I'm saying? But
No,
it doesn't even
finals
have to be a big
come
exam.
once
Not a
every,
final
like-
exam. I'm just mean for any test. What if it's just
well, then
any
you
test?
fail. You literally
think you
fail.
should just fail if you?
Yeah, if you know you're gonna have a test, you're studying for the test the whole week. You know you're gonna have a test. And
Oh, you
don't
know
have
the
a
person that's not bringing a pencil isn't studying for the test. First,
Exactly.
Of all.
So they're gonna fail anyway. There you go.
I mean, I don't
So-
know. I mean, I guess. I don't know. I think, I don't know about the whole reimbursement. I just think just that it shouldn't be is a problem, I guess, but I don't know. Like, my Spanish teacher, like I was saying, she would buy like granola bars for the class. They'd be like, yeah, if anyone's hungry, like we got granola bars like in this cabinet. Like, I don't think that obviously shouldn't be reimbursed.
We weren't
I think
allowed to
school
eat in
supplies.
class, so-
I think school supplies are fine. Like, I think it's ridiculous that the teachers ending up having to pay $100 for pencils, $100 for like expo markers, whiteboards, because like stupid
expo
kids want
markers
to
are
destroy,
expensive as
just want
fuck,
to destroy
dude.
the shit because they're kids and they can. Like, I think the school should step in at some point. Like, there's no way like she should be having to pay $100 for her pencils because her kids are stupid. Like, it shouldn't have to be her problem to have to pay for it. That should be something the school should have
is.
to supply.
Her brain should say, "Hey, let me not buy fucking pencils for these idiots anymore. If they keep
But then
taking
how
them
good of
and
a
losing
teacher
them."
would she be if you're like, yeah, I can't give you a pencil?
Yeah,
all your
if her
classmates took
kids,
'em."
then also like a teacher's wage is based on like the productivity of their students and stuff. You know,
I don't know.
if
about
you
that.
have some teachers or some schools are like that. Like if you have a lot of kids who are failing in your class, well then like you're not going to be looked at the same way as somebody who's like everybody's passing the class. You know,
Right. Yeah, but then that comes to their wage. Like, if your kids aren't doing good, then you're not going to get a raise.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like I was saying, I just keep bringing it back to the whole pencils thing. It's like I feel like it shouldn't have to be her problem. I don't know. I feel like it should be the school's problem. But the whole based on the wages, if teachers get paid correctly, I don't know. That's out of my hands. I work at a car wash. I make $6 an hour. It's whatever.
I don't know. I see it all over Twitter, and I just want to like just stop
I'm not
fucking
talking about
bitching
that.
about how much you're getting paid. Like, if you're a teacher, you're doing it because you like to help the kids, right? You're not doing it because of the money. You're making enough to be happily like fine. I'm making less than you, and I'm fine.
Well, you're also
Aren't you living at home?
Yeah, you're still living at home and everything. That's
Which, if I could get my own apartment easily.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just racking up money right now. I have nothing to worry about.
that's the way to go. I don't know. I just feel like teachers definitely should be undercut, because I mean that's something that's always going to be needed. Teachers is not a profession that can go out anytime soon. So I just feel like as long as teachers are getting enough to be happy, and there's people that are want to keep being teachers and they can afford to be a teacher, then like I guess just keep it going. But as soon as people are like gonna be like, I literally can't afford to be a teacher, like I'm having to get 2 jobs or something like that, that's when something needs to be fixed. That's for me personally.
I don't know any teacher who's had to have 2 jobs.
That's what I'm saying. If it ever gets to that point.
So like yeah.
But
So right now basically it's
right now,
nonsense
I mean,
bitching.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I feel like I would know if I was a teacher. I mean, I'm not a teacher.
Yeah,
so.
exactly. I'm not a teacher. Like, and that's like the same thing. It's like people complaining about taxes, like, oh, tax dollars taking all my money. Like, I don't know about that, dude. I get like $30 taken away from tax a check. Like, I don't care. That's the same.
Dude,
thing
I
with
would get
teachers.
taxed a lot when I was working at HEB. Like, let's say my weekly, yeah. So I'd get like 40 hours a week, right? And so my paycheck would be like 600 something. Well, then no, it'd be like 700, but then like I'd get 140 taken off for taxes and like health and stuff like that. When I was part-time but I wasn't getting any benefits. So I never understood stuff like that. I'm just confused on that.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. Anything with wages is just crazy. Like how. So like for me personally, like I said, we work at a car wash. We work for tips. So like we get paid less than minimum. So like you start out at like $6 an hour here, right? But for us, it sucks because you don't know how many tips you're bringing in. Because for our business, we're not like a super picked up business. Like we'll have days like in the winter or something like that, obviously because it's car wash, but you'd be surprised we'll have busy days in the winter. But we can have days where we get 3 cars a day, right? And so that's maybe $1 a person. And so at that point, we're still making less than minimum wage. Like $1 for working 3 hours, like I'm still making $6 an hour. Like this is not like, I don't know, because I've heard some things that like employers are supposed to pay you to at least where you make minimum. I don't know if that's
I've
true.
never gotten that shit.
But yeah, I've never gotten anything like that. Like I don't know. Like just last week, our manager apparently came in to do the paychecks, and he was just wasted, right? And so he comes in and he told like put the system, like our checks in the system, that our checks from 2 weeks ago are gonna be the checks that we got again. So some people were like shorted money, or some people got more money they weren't supposed to. Like I got shorted I think 4 hours because of that, so which isn't bad. But like my friends, a couple of my coworkers, they got shorted like 12 hours or stuff like that.
So you can't complain.
I mean, I don't know. It's just kind of stupid just how like that happened. Like I don't know. That was just kind of a work rant. I hate how my job works. I could make $6 an hour for the rest of my life, I guess. It's whatever. That's how it is, dude. If we make $1 a day in tips. All right, that's good enough for me. Yeah, this one was a lot about ranting and just kind of going off on our own little topics. I still had fun. I think it was cool. Definitely, it was a different
fun.
it was a different change of pace. You gotta
This was fun.
You gotta have a nice change of pace of things.
Gotta
The first
roll
one-
with the punches, dog.
Exactly. But again, make sure to check everyone out. We got up there. We got WhyRandom. Make sure to check him out on Twitch. We got CloudStarTV up there on the left. I'll go back to our normal scene. You can see that, and we got Noah, and he's just Noah. As Joey said last time, come to Discord, come talk to him. Make sure to check out all of our links. New merch out for Omni Gaming. We got our merch. We got our shirts. Me and Joey got ours. Joey's not wearing his today, but he's gonna be wearing it next time.
I'll be wearing it tomorrow.
On his stream. Joey's gonna start streaming, if you guys remember. Let's see. You can get these, as Rami says, dude. You can get these shirts at designedbyhumans.com/shop/OmniGamingInc. Not limited time, but they're pretty cool. Let's see. Make sure if you guys are over on the YouTube side, make sure you can watch all these streams over at OmniGTV. And if you guys are on the streams, make sure to check out our YouTube channels. If you missed any of the topics, you can check them out on our YouTube at OmniGamingInc. And I appreciate y'all for coming out. It's been real. It's been fun. Like I said, different pace. I kind of liked it. But if you guys, again, got any topics, make sure to send them our way, and we'll review them, and we'll talk about it next time. So we'll thank you guys all for hanging out. Mark's doing his Illuminati symbol. I'll do my piece. Anyone else got their signatures? See y'all next time.
Peace out.